Despite back-to-back championships and a deep playoff run this season, the Las Vegas Aces have fired general manager Natalie Williams.
As a team that thrives on controversy and off-court drama, the Las Vegas Aces recently leaked the reason they're losing the WNBA spotlight. But let's face it, their own tantrums are more to blame than anything else. Now, they blame their coach for being too harsh. And let's not forget the mass exodus. Big names like Kelsey Plum and Alicia Clark are leaving the team. And yes, this is the same squad that has three-time MVP Aya Wilson. You know what's happening in their locker room? This is not a coach I would want to play for. But the egos here are so high that they make championship banners look small. Their collective arrogance has reached such ridiculous levels that it's no surprise that they're drowning in their own chaos. The Aces have turned their dynasty into a drama, and it's obvious that their actions are making things worse. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try to be the best. I get that you think I'm the best player in the world, which is fantastic and looks fantastic, but I want to be the best person and teammate because that's how I get the most out of my group. A dynasty that had it all with back-to-back championships in 2022 and 2023, a dream team with three-time MVP Aya Wilson, and a whole fan base that worshiped the hardwood they walked on. But oh, how the mighty have fallen, and it's a tumble so messy could win a gold medal in catastrophic failure. He lost. The Las Vegas Aces, once hailed as the reigning queens of the WNBA, have now spectacularly fumbled their golden crown and tripped into chaos. Let's not sugarcoat this. What they've done is essentially a basketball sin that deserves a long, hard roast. Aces of Vegas, the team that resurrected the WNBA's modern-day super team, is now the one that failed to live up to expectations this year, and they are a team that is disintegrating one by one right in front of our eyes. 2024 was supposed to be another victory lap, but instead it became a comedy of errors that no amount of championship banners could save. They limped through the playoffs, crashing out so pitifully that even their most devoted fans had to ask themselves, what on earth went wrong? Let me break down the implosion. And trust me, it's a train wreck worth dissecting. We must improve, take a close look at ourselves, and recognize our shortcomings. The initial and most startling surprise in a move that screams panic mode, the team's front office decided to fire general manager Natalie Williams, yes, the same Natalie Williams, who turned the Aces into a juggernaut under the flimsiest pretext of front office restructuring. What exactly is their reputation as the most stable team in the league? Well, that's in the flames now, and there's no PR spin to cover it. If that wasn't enough drama, let's add some assistant coach chaos. Natalie Nass and Tyler Marsh both left the Aces to take head coaching positions elsewhere. High and dry, the Valkyries' new head coach is Natalie Nass. It seems like everyone was running from a sinking ship, and who can blame them when your purported dynasty starts losing employees more quickly than a deflating basketball? Nassi made history as the first Asian American head coach in the NBA with the Golden State Valkyries, and Marsh landed a position with the Chicago Sky. There has been a lot of back and forth because the Golden State Valkyries, the newest team in the NBA, have named Natalie Nass as their first head coach. As we just mentioned, Tyler Marsh is their head coach and was also an assistant for the Las Vegas Aces. Speaking of desperation, the Aces reportedly believe that Becky Hammon could make things better by taking on the roles of general manager and head coach. After all, nothing says stability like adding more duties to someone who is already under a lot of pressure. Hammond, who formerly studied under the legendary Greg Popovich, must now balance front office duties with a collapsing team culture. Becky, good luck with that. It's like attempting to control a hurricane. With a paper umbrella, we must take the required steps to produce the greatest result possible. The group will most likely not be the same next year, which I find disappointing because I truly enjoy that group. Not to mention the gloriously public meltdown between Hammond and Kelsey Plum during the playoffs. They were a pain in my ass, but I was also a pain in theirs. The drama didn't end there, though, as Hammond turned around and scolded her own players, accusing them of being more concerned with fame than winning. The phrase fucking celebrities. It wasn't just a grumble, it was a mic drop that perfectly captured the circus the Aces had become. My players are in commercials and this and that and being freaking celebrities, and you get distracted, of course. Plum barely showed up, scoring a meager 6 points on an embarrassing 2-and-a-shoot night. Not one to take criticism lightly. Kelsey Plum fanned the flames by declaring she would not be extending her contract and would become an unrestricted free agent in 2025. Is she simply being evasive? Either through talks or because she is truly tired of this sinking ship? The loss of one of their biggest stars is making Aces fans anxious, and the hits keep coming. Veterans Alicia Clark and Tiffany Hayes, who came out of retirement to support this alleged dynasty, are also free agents. If they depart, the Aces will suffer greatly, their depth will vanish, and they will be left to pick up the pieces. In order to recover, we must really examine ourselves and recognize our flaws. Becky Hammon, who has previously acknowledged publicly that the 2025 roster won't look the same, doesn't seem too hopeful either, thus confirming what everyone already knows. This team is going to undergo a significant overhaul, and let's face it, when your head coach publicly predicts that the entire roster will be gutted, it's time to acknowledge that the dynasty is over. The WNBA is watching with their hands in their mouths as scandals and controversies have dug deep into the Las Vegas Aces, destroying any chance of a spotless reputation. At the heart of it all is a scandal so brazen, it seems like it was torn from a crime. In addition to Thriller salary cap violations, the league is looking into the Aces for possible salary cap circumvention. In May, the Las Vegas Convention Authority gave each player an extra $100,000 to essentially be involved in the community. The Aces were caught red-handed attempting to manipulate the system by paying players through third parties, and it is alleged that external entities were involved in paying out additional money to keep the roster stacked as a form of punishment. Everyone can be good here and there, but who can be great every single game, every possession? And that's what I'm aiming for. Then there's Becky Hammon, who has come to be more associated with scandal than strategy. The league took away their 2025 first-round draft pick. Let's face it, losing a crucial draft pick is a self-inflicted wound that hits hard, especially for a team already on the verge of losing its star power. Was their Sue S. ever just about basketball, or were there puppet strings in the background the entire time? Hammon received a 2-game suspension for breaking rules at work. A penalty resulting from defamatory charges made by former player Dahami, who didn't hold back in claiming the team had body shamed and harassed her because she was pregnant. This type of hypocrisy makes you cringe. The league was rocked by Hammon's suspension, which severely damaged the A's standing. It's not just a bad look, it's a moral and ethical disaster that left many wondering if the team's supposedly winning culture was fundamentally flawed. As a result, the WNBA suspends Becky Hammon for 2 games and forfeits a 2025 first-round pick, because let's not pretend this is the A's first run at controversy. In fact, their history is replete with whispers. The question that haunts this franchise is whether the trophies were won fairly or if they owe some of that glory to bending, if not outright breaking, the rules. The offer is very simple. We want you to just play and keep repping. And accusations of shady behavior and the underhanded benefits they allegedly offered in previous seasons have always cast a shadow over their so-called dynasty. Are we really expected to believe in the integrity of their back-to-back championships when their off-court anti-corruption reek is no longer convinced? Vegas. And let's not forget about the Indiana Fever, who, owing to a masterclass in rebuilding, have gone from being the league's bottom dwellers to serious contenders. Caitlin Clark, who broke 62 records in her first season and became the face of a redesigned team, has been nothing short of a revelation. However, it's not just about the numbers. Clark's leadership has given the team a new lease on life, turning them from underdogs to a real threat. We spoke a lot last year, and I'm sure they heard it. They got to smack us this year, so for us, we'll have a long off-season. The Fever's strategic leadership changes have been equally impressive. They brought back Kelly Kokov and hired Stephanie White as head coach, creating a front office that looks bulletproof compared to the chaos in Las Vegas. It's not just a statistical marvel, though. Caitlin Clark is a force that attracts both fans and potential free agents. In contrast to the Aces, whose drama has probably driven free agents fleeing, her ascent has made Indiana a destination team. The so-called dynasty is now a cautionary tale, a masterclass in how to destroy something. Beautiful championships are temporary, but a reputation for self-destruction can last a lifetime. So congratulations to Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell, rising stars in their own right, who are ready to take this team to the next level while the Aces are sinking in their own swamp. The Fever is on a meteoric rise, poised to shake up the league for years to come. And what about the future? It looks bleak, to put it mildly, that they went from being the team everyone wanted to imitate to becoming the league's joke. The Las Vegas Aces, you've succeeded in transforming your empire into an immense trash fire, and to be honest, it's difficult to watch this disaster progress without feeling a mix of shock and astonishment.